strange objects hovering over cities, glowing orbs above ancient monuments, and mysterious shapes drifting through the sky, as if they're alive.
That's weird. What the f*** is this in Little River, South Carolina?
These sightings aren't coming from one place, they're happening everywhere. So hang on, because I'll be revealing the biggest sky secrets that will leave you shocked.
What the f***,
America has become a hot spot for mysterious lights, but this sighting pushed things to a whole new level. One night over New York, locals saw a giant shape in the sky filled with many orange lights. People were confused. Some thought there were many small UFOs scattered across the sky. Others believed it was one huge craft covered in lights, but it didn't stop there. In another incident, a fisherman out in the ocean spotted many flying objects with the same orange glow. This time, there was no doubt they were UFOs. Sightings like these aren't rare anymore. In America, these strange lights keep appearing all over, leaving people amazed and wondering what's really out there.
Bam! What is that?
Orb rise. This strange sight was recorded by a tourist. Right above the pyramids of Giza, 3 glowing orbs appeared, almost like lightning trapped in a ball. They weren't still. They slowly rose into the sky. A few moments later, 2 more showed up. The lights didn't flicker like drones. They were too smooth, too controlled. He was sure of one thing. These were UFOs, and they were hiding inside the pyramids. Hovering giant.
That is so weird. That's not a plane.
While visiting Los Angeles, a tourist noticed an unusual object high in the sky. It wasn't a bird. Instead, it was a giant spaceship hovering over the city. The craft was clearly not made by humans, but by extraterrestrials. It moved slowly, circling the city several times, as if it was studying the place. Many believe the aliens already know about Earth, and might even want to live here one day. The sight left the tourist and others thinking if this was the start of something new, a sign that we are not alone, and that life beyond our planet is closer than we think.
Yeah, there it is.
Glowing visitor. In Miami, Florida, locals noticed something odd happened in the sky. One of the clouds in the sky suddenly lit up with an orange light. Everyone looked up and saw a glowing orb moving above them. It stayed there for a while, slowly flying over the city. Then it began to move away, fading from their view. Nothing on this planet looked like that. It was a flying saucer. From that day on, they made sure to keep an eye on the sky. Who knows what they might see next time? Sky surge. A helicopter pilot was flying when suddenly the sky turned dark. A huge black cloud spread across the horizon. Then, out of nowhere, a bright pink flash lit up the whole sky. It was sharp and unnatural. It was falling from the clouds if someone were throwing it. It looked like a scene directly from a movie, but no one was sure about the strange energy and the giant cloud. It was indeed scary. He even experienced it for the first time. Some say it could be a rare weather event, but others believe it was something else. Something beyond what we understand. More specifically, UFO. Massive vessel.
That's weird. What the f*** is this in Little River, South Carolina?
A video was uploaded online that shook the internet. It was recorded in South Carolina, and there was something surprising between the clouds. Partially hidden was a giant object that clearly didn't belong to this planet. Its strange lights confirmed it wasn't any normal thing. Suddenly, a blue light flashed from one side all the way to the other. It looked like this was some kind of giant tower that came from space, and it had a connection to extraterrestrial from their worlds to ours. And that was it for the video. There was nothing else. And for the tower, no one ever heard or saw anything after. Maybe aliens knew it and took or back.
I mean, I thought they might have been, like, towers or something, but do you see how they're moving in formation?
Timecraft evidence. On January 12, 2025, a video surfaced online showing mysterious UFO photos and footage taken by a famous Swiss photographer. What makes this even stranger is that some of the material is from the 1970s. The photographer said these crafts aren't from our time. They come from a different reality connected to the Pleiades star cluster. He claimed these visitors brought deep knowledge about science, technology, and spirituality. Many believe this is proof aliens have visited Earth, while others say it might be fake. But no matter what, the images keep people surprised. Forest crash. While hiking in the woods, a local spotted something large hidden behind the trees. So he went closer, but what he saw shocked him. There was a giant black disc-shaped object. It looked like it had just crashed, with smoke still rising from it. He couldn't believe his eyes. Luckily, he didn't see any aliens around. If he had, things might have turned differently for him, and he might not have made it home safely. This strange discovery left him with questions that still haunt. Light visitors. Denmark is known for its beautiful places, but something unusual has been happening there. A video appeared online showing strange beams of light shooting high into the sky. These lights couldn't have come from planes or drones. It kept changing its shape. Sometimes it looked like triangles. Some were oval-shaped. This showed the world that these were not ordinary lights. This was a sign of extraterrestrial activity in Denmark. Inner fire. On January 30th, 2025, a video was uploaded that left many stunned. In the footage, a giant tire-shaped object was seen floating in the sky. It didn't look like any normal aircraft. It looked more like a futuristic spaceship. But what happened next made it even stranger. When people looked closely, they realized there was an actual portal open inside the giant ring. Nothing came out. At least not right away. Still, the scene felt like the start of something bigger. People watching think it was all connected to aliens, and this time they weren't hiding anymore. It felt like they had officially started to show themselves to the world. Fiery stream. While hiking in the mountains, one hiker reached the top and noticed something strange flying slowly over the hills. It was a disc-shaped object, exactly like the ones often described in alien stories. The moment he saw it, he froze. The craft moved calmly toward one of the hills, and then, right in front of it, a glowing portal appeared. The ship flew straight into it and vanished, as if it was never there. Most people probably missed it, but not this hiker. He saw everything. Now he's sure they're here, and they might return again when no one's expecting. Party shadow. On January 3rd, 2025, in Brooklyn, New York, a homeowner was about to sleep when he glanced at the sky and noticed two glowing orbs moving slowly over the city. At first, he thought they might be drones, but their speed and motion didn't match. The sky was peaceful, but those lights didn't feel right. He kept watching, unsure of what they really were. Deep down, he felt uneasy, as if those weren't just lights. Maybe they were demonic orbs, or maybe even worse, something not meant to be seen. Buried glow. A strange video surfaced online showing a giant-shaped object hovering silently in the sky. What caught everyone's attention was a beam of light pointing straight down to Earth. Just like the ones we've seen in movies used for abductions, the beam stayed there for a few seconds, then went off. The object slowly started to move upward, rising higher and higher until it completely faded into the sky. People nearby didn't need any more proof. To them, it was clear. What they had just seen was a UFO night visitor. Passengers were on a plane flying over Tampa, Florida, enjoying the clear sky when things took a strange turn. A saucer-shaped object appeared out of nowhere, glowing with green lights. It hovered for just a few seconds, long enough to be seen clearly, then moved off at an incredible speed. Everyone on board was stunned. They were among the few who actually witnessed it, and that memory will never leave them. Church Scream. On December 27, 2024, around 11 p.m. in Madrid, Spain, a group of friends noticed blinking lights high above the city. At first, they thought they were drones, but something didn't add up. The lights were far too high for regular drones, and they weren't moving like any normal aircraft. After watching closely, they realized the lights had a pattern and shape that didn't belong to anything man-made. Their only guess? These were extraterrestrial ships, possibly observing the area from above. It was a moment they wouldn't forget. Mountain Encounter. A video showed a strange object over the mountains. A large disc-shaped object was hovering silently in the sky. It wasn't alone. Just above it, 3 smaller objects appeared. They stayed for a short time, moving slowly. Then all 4 objects drifted into the distance and slowly faded from view. The shapes and movements weren't normal at all. Many watching believed they came from another planet. Seeing the big one with the smaller ones made it clear this wasn't a usual sight. It was something out of this world. Living cloud. In Belo Horizonte, Brazil, a tourist was enjoying the city's beautiful views when he noticed an odd shape in the sky. A giant cloud caught his attention. It was oval-shaped, and in the middle, there was a strange glow that made it look alive. The shape reminded him of the famous UFO ships from stories. It was too different from a normal cloud to ignore. He wasn't sure if it was really a UFO, but no other explanation made sense. The mysterious glowing cloud stayed for a while before slowly fading away, leaving the tourist with questions he couldn't answer. Ghost Rider. You expect to see beautiful views from 30,000 feet, but sometimes things take a different turn. One passenger was casually looking out of the window when he noticed something flying next to the plane. At first, he didn't realize what it was, but then it hit him. A huge disc-shaped object, clear as day, just floating beside them. He had never believed in such things, but now it was right in front of him. Others saw it too. It looked just like the ones from movies. A real UFO. Some say it was searching for a hidden place in the sky, far from human eyes. Blink shift.
Look at the orb that's surrounded, dude. Like
In Santa Cruz, California, on January 7th, 2025, at 7:50 p.m., a tourist was walking around the city when he spotted something flying over the city. It was glowing and was circular, and it was flying in a way that seemed like it was looking for something. He believed it was an orb. He immediately started recording so people would believe what he just witnessed, but it didn't remain there for too long, as it simply flew away, and it was said to have disappeared after and never seen. Sky signals. On January 23, 2025, a homeowner in Guatemala captured a video of a massive object high in the sky. The shape did not match any known aircraft and looked like a giant extraterrestrial ship. Many people believe it was the kind of UFO that abducts humans and takes them to another planet. After the video was shared online, it shocked viewers worldwide. People were left uneasy and hoped never to see anything like that again, fearing what it might mean for those on Earth. Sky encounter. You'd expect a pilot to watch out for another plane in the sky, but this was something else. A plane was in mid-flight when the crew noticed an object flying at an immense speed. At first, they thought it might be a drone or another aircraft, but as it got closer, things didn't add up. It was black, shaped like a cube, and moved way too fast. They have all heard about UFOs before, but seeing one for themselves, that was something no one expected to see. Midnight portal. On a quiet night, locals were heading home when an unusual incident caught their attention. Right above the road, a black cloud-like shape appeared in the sky. It was strange enough that some drivers even stopped their cars to watch. People started talking. Some said it was a secret portal, one that's hard to see at night. Some think it might be the very gateway aliens use to come to Earth. Ever since that night, people have watched the sky more carefully, wondering if the portal will open again. Cloud giant. A mom and her daughter were driving down Highway 52 in Goose Creek when they spotted something strange in the sky. Ahead of them, a weird object was hovering slowly through the clouds. It has a weird shape and size. But the surprising thing was that it didn't look like any craft or ship. It was something that they had seen for the first time, and I'm sure so do you. But no one knows what really happened after the video ended. Well, some people online think it might be a UFO, but they weren't sure, and many believe this was something beyond human understanding. Floating being. People have seen all kinds of strange things in the sky, but this one was different. A local spotted something floating high above. Not an object, not a bird. It was shaped like a human and was glowing softly. It didn't have any support, no strings or wings, just hanging there like gravity didn't apply. Maybe gravity doesn't work the same way for aliens. Yes, it was possibly an alien, while some thought it was a flying robot. Deep down, even they knew that wasn't true. Pyramid spy. While hiking in the woods somewhere in America, a local saw a scene that stopped him in his tracks. Just beyond the bushes, there was a small, black, pyramid-shaped object floating in the air. Curious, he moved closer to check it out. It remained there for some time, but at the very last moment, it vanished, like it was never there. That's when the fear kicked in. He thought it must be a tiny UFO spying on him, controlled by aliens. He also left the site and never returned. Liberty Watcher. On December 13th, 2024, a drone was filming the Statue of Liberty at night when something unexpected happened. Suddenly, a beam of blue light shone into the sky, revealing a huge object. It wasn't a satellite. It was much bigger, so big that many believed it had to be an extraterrestrial object or maybe a craft. The size and shape were shocking. For those watching, it was proof enough that something from beyond was near the city, quietly watching from above. Sky signal.
It's a cloudy night, so it looks like it's flickering, but it's probably the clouds.
In Stuart, Florida, on March 4th, 2024, around 7:30 p.m., a weird sight was caught on camera. Two UAPs appeared in the sky. One of them sent a beam of light shooting up toward the clouds. This light flashed quickly, while the UAP swung slowly like a pendulum from the beam. They stayed there for over 20 minutes. It looked like the beam was sending a message to an alien world, and the other UAP was waiting patiently for it to finish. The scene left everyone watching amazed and puzzled.
The green light's staying perfectly still.
Cloudy portal. A local in Peru was on his roof when he looked up and saw a strange thing in the sky. There was a giant, perfectly shaped circular cloud. He had never seen anything similar to that before. He wondered if it was a UFO hiding inside the cloud, or maybe a secret portal to another world used by aliens. The thought scared him. He worried that if they saw him, they might take him with them. So, he decided to walk away and act like he hadn't seen a thing. Hidden craft. Passengers were enjoying their flight when one of them saw a weird thing in the sky, over the clouds at 35,000 feet. At first, they couldn't believe what they were seeing. Nothing they knew could be that high in the sky. The shape looked like a giant flat surface, almost like something was trying to hide there. The first thought that came to their minds was a UFO ship. It was strange and mysterious, and who knows, maybe it really was something not from this world. Orb split. A man was heading home late one night in Florida when he witnessed a sight in the sky that he would never forget. Above him, a giant glowing orb rushed down like a flame. In the start, it looked like a meteor, but it wasn't. The orb suddenly slowed and hovered silently in the air. Then, it split into 9 smaller pieces. Each piece moved like it was alive, changing direction, floating and shifting shape. The pieces slowly floated down before disappearing without a trace. Many now believe this was not from Earth. Yes, nothing else than the extraterrestrial. Sky signal. A group of friends in Vancouver, Canada were out at night when suddenly the sky lit up with green and blue lights. The lights formed a circle that hovered silently above. It seemed like it was trying to send some kind of statement or maybe a warning. They were stunned by what they were witnessing. Some immediately thought it had to be something extraterrestrial. Others are still trying to figure out what they witnessed that night. And still they didn't get the clear answers. Or maybe they don't want to believe the reality of aliens. Camping encounter. On February 15th, 2022, in Mexico, kids were playing while camping in the woods when they spotted high in the sky was a giant disc-shaped object levitating slowly, and it wasn't the only one. There were 2 small similar ones were there as well, and the moment kids spotted them, they zipped away in the sky and disappeared, and they never existed. And not just them, but also others. People in the city spotted the exact thing, and hence they can confirm they were UFOs, maybe spying on the Mexico, and who knows, might be spying on your country too.
Son como unos globos, ¿no?
Game disruption. Late one night, during a local outdoor game, something strange happened. Suddenly, a massive object appeared in the sky. It didn't make a sound, no engines roaring. The moonlight caught its shape, and some said it was triangular with faint lights along the edges. Others thought it looked like a giant saucer. Its size was enough to leave the crowd speechless. The whole moment felt unreal, yet no one can deny it. And not just the fact that they were once considered myths. Now aliens seem real. Silent beams. On April 21st, 2024, a video surfaced from Vietnam showing something rare in the evening sky. A local man recorded beams of light moving across the sky. In the beginning, he thought they were just light beams, but soon realized they were UFOs. The lights seemed to be sending signals, maybe to us, or even among themselves. The whole scene was strange and weird. The man was so scared that after a while, he stopped recording and stayed inside his house, watching the sky from a safe distance. Whether those lights were a message or just a strange show, the moment left a deep impression on everyone who saw the video. Hair warning. While heading home one night in Miami, a local noticed a weird object hovering silently in the sky. It wasn't moving, almost like gravity had no effect on it. Its shape was nothing like a drone. It looked completely unfamiliar, almost like it didn't belong to this world. The way it stayed still made it feel like it was observing the city. The man couldn't look away. Deep down, he knew exactly what it was, an extraterrestrial craft. And as he kept watching, a thought hit him. What if they were watching him too? He decided to quickly walk away, hoping they hadn't noticed. Burning sweep. A homeowner in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, was on his rooftop on February 3rd, 2025, enjoying the evening view. Suddenly, he noticed something levitating far in the distance. At first, he thought it was just a drone, but the more he looked, the more it didn't make sense. It stayed completely still, with no sound or blinking lights. Its shape and movement didn't match anything man-made. That's when he realized this could only be an extraterrestrial ship. Luckily, it didn't stay for long. The object slowly faded and disappeared into the sky, leaving the man in shock over what he had just witnessed.
Got a UFO on our hands.
Living doll. A strange sighting was reported in Ontario, Canada on January 22, 2025. A homeowner stepped outside when he noticed a glowing orb slowly moving through the sky. It wasn't blinking like a plane or floating like a balloon. It was high up and glowing steadily. The way it moved made one thing clear. It wasn't normal. Many called it a UFO, while a few believed it might have been a demonic orb. But whatever it was, it didn't stay long. After a few moments, it simply flew away into the night sky, leaving the man stunned and unsure of what he had just witnessed. Floating flame. On January 12, 2025, in Littleton, Colorado, a local was heading home around 7 p.m. when 4 glowing orbs appeared in the sky. At first, he thought they were drones, but something felt off. The orbs moved differently and had a strange glow. Suddenly, he realized they might be alien UFOs. Feeling uneasy, he decided to go inside quickly, worried they might have seen him. The sight left him shaken, wondering what those lights really were and if they had been watching all along. Hill giant. Brazil is famous for its natural beauty, but this sighting was different. On January 6, 2025, a video from Paraná showed a blue light line hovering silently in the sky. Many people saw it, and it didn't move at all, almost as if it was trying to stay hidden. Witnesses were amazed, and certain it wasn't something ordinary. Many believed it was a flying saucer watching over the Earth. The strange, quiet presence in the sky left people wondering what it really was, and why it was there. Dark Watcher. On July 7th, 2024, from Nagpur, India, locals were on their routine when they were disturbed by many small orbs moving in a circle. There were so many of them moving in a fixed pattern in the sky. Maybe it indicates something that we can't understand. Everyone was stunned by what they were seeing, yet no one was able to explain it. Many said they were orbs, and many were convinced they were out of this world, yet no one was sure about it. Since that day, the whole town prayed not to witness that sight again. Beach portal. Drivers were on the highway when one of them recorded a giant, cylindrical-shaped object levitating in the sky. Strangely, it wasn't moving. It was completely still, as if gravity didn't affect it. But it didn't end there. The object released another smaller, cylinder-shaped thing right in the sky. Many who watched the video claimed it was a UFO releasing another one that could be spying on us. For them, it was scary, but it might be true. And if it is true, then there would be so much coming for us in the future that it would scare people more. And who knows, aliens might show up here. Sky tier. In Russia, when a villager was walking inside the woods, he got distracted by movement in the air. A disc-shaped flying object, more specifically, a UFO, was moving slowly. It was strange, but what shocked him more was what followed behind it. A Russian military fighter jet was flying close, almost like it was protecting or watching the UFO. This made many wonder if the Russian military already knew about it. Some even believed they might be working together, yet not everyone was fully convinced by it. Some do believe the military was caching it, but no one knows the reality. Boxed creature. Over the skies of China, passengers were on a plane when one of them recorded a strange sight. A disc-shaped object was flying smoothly next to their aircraft. It wasn't shaking or spinning, just gliding calmly through the air. Within moments, it flew away into the distance and disappeared, as if it had never been there. But its shape was clear enough to make one thing certain. It was a UFO. The passengers were left in shock, realizing they weren't the only ones up there. That object seemed to be exploring Earth from above, too. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. In the waters of Vancouver, Canada, a group of tourists was enjoying a night boat ride when the sky suddenly lit up with different colors. The lights came from a flying object with an unusual shape. It even had a beam of light scattering across the sky, almost like it was sending signals. Its movement and design didn't match anything normal. People on board quickly believed it wasn't man-made. To them, it was clearly something above the human mind. Maybe it was a superhuman, or something more than that. It stayed in the sky for a while before finally disappearing without a trace.
What are you doing?